October 25th, 2005, I walk into an elementary school and the kids look at me as if I'm their teacher. 5'7", 207 pounds with about 27 tattoos. I look at the kids and I tell them, good afternoon. All the kids look at me and say, oh man. I tell them, please tell me, I'm sorry, please take out a clean sheet of paper and something to write with because I need you to tell me what you aspire to be when you become older. The kids look at me and say, Mister, I think we already did that before. I say, you did, but I lost the papers. Says, I'm the adult in the room. I need you to do it all over again. So they look at me, upset, and suck their teeth. Oh, man, not again. I tell them, settle down, funky children. A little girl in the back of the room stands up and says, Mister, I know why you make fun of us. The only reason you make fun of us is because you're preparing us for middle school. I say, yeah, whatever, just settle down. I tell them, take out a clean sheet of paper and something to write with because I have an assignment for them to do. I need them to tell me what they aspire to be when they become older. For 15 minutes, each kid in the classroom puts his head down and tells me what they aspire to be when they become older. I grab 3 kids at random, bringing them to my office. The first kid, John C., the Dominican kid, and from what I can see, probably the only Dominican kid in Harlem. And I tell him, John C., what's good? He said, oh yeah, check it out, mister. I don't finish what you wanted me to do, pero I can tell you what I want to be. And I say, cool, tell me what you aspire to be when you become older. John C. looks at me and says, mister, check it out. When I become big, yo quiero jugar baseball. I said, John C., you're Dominican, so chances are you don't play baseball anyway. He says, no, Mr. John C., I don't think you want to say, see, I want to play pelota. And I don't care if it's in front of a lot of bit of people or a little bit of people. When I say, John C., a lot of bit of people, he says, yes, mister, I don't care if it's a lot of bit of people or a little bit of people. I just want to play pelota because me and my father used to play pelota back in DR. But ever since he got his leg blown off, we can't play pelota anymore. It's hard for us to go outside to the park and play catch. So I want to play pelota in front of a lot of bit of people or a little bit of people so he can sit up in the stands and say, oh yeah, that's my boy. It's an in the meal. And I say, cool, but whatever you do, keep your head in these books and stay in school so no one plays you for a fool. And on top of that, no one takes your money from you. He looks at me, walks out of my room and says, Dato, which to me really doesn't mean anything in Dominican. He walks out. The next child that walks in, Jaffo, African kid. He walks in and he says, good afternoon, Mr. John. I say, good afternoon, Jaffo. Please tell me what you aspire to be when you become older. Jaffo reminds me of the Pillsbury Doughboy, so I personally call him Chunky Butt. Say, Jaffo, please tell me what you aspire to be when you become older. Jaffo looks at me and says, Mr. John, when I become older, I want to write books. I said, what kind of books you want to write? He says, I want to write books that teach African-American parents how to treat African kids who come to America. I said, why, Jaffo? He says, Mr. John, ever since I've been to America, my mother tells me to be less African and be more American. And I tell her, I don't know how to be less African and be more American because I don't know what being African is. Please explain to me the colors of my flag. Explain to me Ramadan. Explain to me why I have to starve myself for 30 days and have no idea why. Explain to me why I wear these cool clothes once a month while I'm the only one in my classroom who gets to wear natural oils and cannot wear deodorant. Say, Jaffo, you sound angry. Maybe all you need is some anger management classes. He says, no, Mr. John, you know, I know that I can't change the world, but I know that if I can change the mind of a few people who can help me change the world, then I've done my job. And I say, cool. As he walks out, and he says, Mr. John, good afternoon. The next child that comes in, Nevaeh. Mr. John, my name is Nevaeh. I haven't spelled backwards with a capital H, please don't you get it twisted. I said, Nevaeh, please tell me what you aspire to be when you become older. Nevaeh looks at me and says, right? I don't think I'll tell you what I want to be when I become older. What I want to be may not be what you want me to be when I become older, okay? Say, Nevaeh, if you don't slow your little sassy ass down. She says, Mr. John, I don't think I can tell you what I want to be when I become older because what I want to be may not be what you want me to be when I become older. And I say, okay, test me. And she looks at me. Mahogany brown complexion, 10 years old, in the 5th grade, and tells me that she wants to become a stripper. So, being the adult in the room and I can't discourage any of my kids from any of their dreams, I ask her, Nevaeh, what kind of stripper you want to be? And I slap myself in the forehead because I can't believe that I'm going to have a conversation with a 10-year-old or what kind of stripper they could possibly be. So I tell her, maybe you want to be the kind of stripper that slides down pole 6 off her clothes and gets touched by various men. She says, Mr. John, you know how many women slide down those poles? I say, no, I don't. No, I really don't. I say, okay, well, maybe you want to be the kind of stripper that, like them girls in them videos who get champagne poured over their hair and it seems like they make some pretty good money. She says, Mr. John, I'm a black woman. You understand how long it's going to get for my hair to get done after it's been wet? I say, you're right. Maybe that's not a good idea. Okay, well maybe you want to be the kind of dancer like Jermaine Dupri and Janet Jackson in that video where Jermaine Dupri takes out his credit card, puts it into the wall, comes back out of the wall, the screen goes up, Janet Jackson is dancing behind the screen, and she doesn't take off her clothes, she doesn't get touched by many men, and it seems like she makes some pretty good money. She says, wow, that sounds like a good idea. And I slap myself in the forehead again because I can't believe that I just agree with a 10-year-old or what kind of stripper they could possibly be. But I know there's more to this story. So I tell her, Nevaeh, please tell me why you want to become a stripper. She tells me, Mr. John, I want to become a stripper because I can make more money in 2 days than some of these business bitches can make in a week. Pardon the way I speak. I want to be able to help my mother and my grandmother put more food on the table. I want to help them send my siblings to better schools. Mr. John, I want to be a stripper because I know that I want to be the nice girl in school, the nice looking girl in school. I'm tired of wearing all these hand-me-down clothes that my cousins give me every time I go to school. I want people to look at me and say, there goes Nevaeh, the cute girl in school, the one whose hair looks nice in school. When I say Nevaeh, I know there's more to the story, so please tell me why you want to become a stripper. And she looks at me. Mahogany brown complexion, oval-shaped eyes, 10 years old. As a tear rolls down her cheek, it tells me that the only reason she wants to become a stripper is because maybe if she was a stripper, her father would come see her more often.